could see a table laden with teapot, cups and saucers, and a tier of goodies, but no Mrs. Paulson. As I approached the brick steps, I saw a foot, Joseph Seagull's shoe, mid-range, expensive, then the ankle, and finally a woman stretched out on the wooden floor. "Mrs. Paulson?" I leaned over her. "What's the matter?" She was silent. A chaffinch twittered nearby, and a brambling called its buzzer-like steady note. I could hear a car rumble past on the road. I touched her wrist. No pulse. Every tour guide has to have a first aid certificate, so I knew how to detect a pulse. I tried at the carotid artery. Again, no pulse. No respirations. Wide open blue eyes, glazed and immobile. Mrs. Paulson was definitely dead. Should I start mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? I hesitated. Could I get her heart working? Should I compress her chest? Those glazed eyes told me not to try. She was dead. I shuddered. Think, Claire. A smack above the heart can sometimes restart it. I'd try it. I punched her hard in the sternum. Her body rolled a little, but there was no response. I struck her chest twice more and could detect no difference, not even a flutter from her pulse. Whoever Mrs. Paulson had been, she was gone. I sat back, reached into my rucksack for my cell phone, and hit 999. I was calm. The cell phone was shaking. I gave my cell phone number to the crisp voice on the other end. It asked me to wait. Of course, I'd wait. I didn't remember her from Bristol. She looked to be about 60 or so. Hair still dark and pulled back with a couple of small combs keeping it away from her face. She wore a long vest over a blousy shirt and long pants. Nothing was skewed or disarranged. She hadn't fought off anyone. She didn't look as though she had been hit, shot, or shaken. Maybe a heart attack? I worked hard at logically assessing the scene, trying to stem off the shakes that were waiting to rock my body. There was a scent of roses that was sweet and enduring. Somehow it was indecent to leave Mrs. Paulson alone, and the ambulance dispatcher expected me to stay. I took a long, deep breath. That was better. I studied the red roses peeking in through the gazebo supports, their canes surrounded by a thick bush. I gazed intently, looking for a thrush twittering somewhere in that bush. It seemed an eon before the ambulance arrived. I gave my name, Claire Barclay, and my new address, the Briars, A, to the young constable who arrived with the ambulance. I told him what I had done in case there was a bruise on her sternum that confounded the police surgeon. "Good of you to try, madam. Not everyone knows enough to do that." He smiled at me. It didn't help, I swallowed. I wished I'd remembered more from my first aid classes. Once in a while it does help. He was comforting. I showed him the invitation I'd received and told him I couldn't identify her as Mrs. Paulson as I couldn't remember her from the Bristol conference. I hoped I was making sense. Conference, Bristol, mystery books. It might have sounded like gobbledygook. "Not to worry, madam," he said. "I know her." "Oh, that's good. Is it Mrs. Paulson?" "Yes, it is. Are you all right?" He was either kind or he was worried I was falling apart in front of him. "Yes, thanks." Mrs. Paulson was a stranger to me, but her death was disturbing. Of course, I knew we all died, even people I knew and loved. It was cold, blank, and final. I shuddered, and the constable glanced my way. "I'm fine," I reassured him, and myself. When I returned home, I called my sister Deirdre and told her. She said she'd planned to visit me the next day, so could I wait and give her all the details then? She was sympathetic, but busy. I made myself a cup of coffee, ate 3 tarts, paying close attention to the sweetness and the satisfying crunch of the pastry. I finished my coffee, appreciated the beautiful sunshine and the fact that I was alive,